The world is quickly moving away from the dollar, and this process is commonly known as de-dollarization. I know that that's just a simple explanation, but these are the three main reasons that the world is de-dollarizing. Number one, sanctions. The fact that the United States of America can sanction a nation like they did with Russia, right? So Russia has dollars in the reserves of America, right? It's their dollars. They've hedged it and placed it in the reserve bank of the United States of America. When the war broke out with Ukraine, the United States of America seized Russia's dollars. So they could no longer exchange in dollars. They could no longer trade in American dollars. The world was watching. Here's the superpower violating their power by sanctioning a country and stopping them from using their own dollars. They have billions of dollars in the reserves of the Americans, but they cannot use those dollars because the Americans have placed sanctions on them. So the fact that America can weaponize its currency like that is pushing the world to further de-dollarize. It's pushing the world to move away from the dollar. So the fact that the US is weaponizing the dollar is causing a lot of countries to look at different currencies, to look at different ways to trade. So the BRICS nations, which consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are currently working on creating a new currency. It's been discussed in previous summits, but what has happened between Russia and Ukraine has accelerated the de-dollarization movement. Countries are like, yo, guys, we trusted you with our money, and because you do not agree with our stance, you can just seize our money like that. They are weaponizing their currency, and that is the main reason that the world is de-dollarizing. So the New Development Bank, which is a bank formed by the BRICS nations, which its headquarters in Shanghai, China, is an alternative that a lot of countries are turning to. A lot of countries have expressed an interest in joining the BRICS nations because they're looking for a new way to protect themselves from possible sanctions. So the main reason is the United States of America have abused their position. They've abused their power by placing sanctions on nations. So BRICS is forming a new currency, the New Development Bank with the BRICS nations in discussion of forming a new currency that may or may not challenge the dollar. Now guys, the world is de-dollarizing and the dollar is losing its value because people are no longer trusting the US to hold its end of the bargain. But let's not get it twisted. This is a decline. It's not the fall of America yet. But at this rate, it seems like no politician has enough sense in the States and they're destroying themselves. And the world is further and further moving away from the dollar. So the number one threat that is causing de-dollarization are sanctions, which is essentially America weaponizing its currency.